God, I've been talking the whole time by myself.
Trusted Signals.
What up, Trusted Signals, and welcome back to another live stream. I want to give a huge apology for the last 2 weeks. I've been quite sick and I had a flu, unfortunately, so the last 2 weeks I've been really inactive. But we're here today. I'm here, and thank you so much for everyone who's participating on these live streams. And the time is now. The time is now, and we're going to go ahead and dive into it. What is the purpose of these weekly live streams? The purpose is to show you guys how I do my analysis, why I do top breakdown analysis, which, by the way, if you don't know what that is, we did a post on that on our Instagram, which basically explains the proper way to do technical analysis. It's not by looking at one time frame. It's not by only looking at the 5 minute. It's not only looking at the 15 minute or the 30 minute. It is crucial to break down every single time frame, starting at the highest to lowest, to understand the greater picture. I can't stress this enough, guys. A lot of questions get thrown at me as to what time frame I'm looking at, and the answer is all of them. So that question is normally asked by new traders, so there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally fine, but I like to explain that it is important to understand the market as a whole and not be zoomed in and fixated in just one time frame, because you're going to lose the greater picture. So with that being said, let's go ahead and break down the weekly analysis report. All right, so here we are, starting off with GA. I have some zones that I already did that I really like. So I'm just gonna keep it like this, and I really like trading GA because GA's price action is just on point. It's really on point. It's really nice. You could just tell here on the daily. Look how many times this came down, starting up here, and it came up here, wicked right down to the bottom. It came up to this top and right down to the bottom. Came up to this top, right down to the bottom, right down to the bottom. But now it's looking like we are moving on an uptrend. So it's clearly has broken out of this major downtrend, and it's now starting to go up. So let's just go ahead and get a ray right here and do something like this. All right, so you can see that it's starting to climb up. And if we look in the past, always look left. Looking left, you get to find these zones. So here on the daily, you can see a candle close and a wick right here and right here. So based on looking to the left, I could not even look to the right. I could not even see what's happening to the right, and I'll just base my zones on looking to the left. So you have a candle close, wick, rejection, candle close, and based on this information, I'll take my square and look, you see, again and again and again. Again and again and again. So that's how I know where there's a solid either support or resistance, just either keeping up price or resisting price. And then I'll do it again on, right, you see right here, which, by the way, you could tell that this, where I drew, Trusted Signals had already drawn it out for me. Another powerful thing about Trusted Signals, which I always recommend and I always have on, auto support and resistance. You can see here it was made. You could have easily gone a short right here and profited off this move. So I drew the top of my zone here based on this candle close. So you see this candle close here coincides perfectly with this candle close, and the top is perfectly with this candle close. And then in the future, a couple days ago, which is very recent, you could tell that when price rejected this area right here that I drew out, look what happened. Price came right back down, and as soon as it touched here, it started climbing back up. So now it's playing ping pong in between these two areas. So what am I going to look for with GA? I'm going to look for either price coming down here and going long, or price being rejected at the top and going short. So going into the smaller time frame, let's say the 4 hour, we see a significant amount of pullback down this run. And one of my rules is very simple. It's either buying at the top, either selling at the top, oh, I can't believe I just said that, either selling at the top right here or buying at the bottom. If I'm somewhere in the middle, I'm not going to enter the market. The market just opened. The market's just opened. Let the market breathe. Let things start to play out and wait for the trade to come to you. So I want to wait for price to come up here, see some sort of rejection, and going short. That's what I see as a possibility for GA. It can very well come back up to this resistance line, see some sort of rejection, some sort of fake out, and then a short. And by zooming in, then you could see something like this. You see? Constant rejection, multiple hours, constant rejection, then the move. So we have a humongous bullish engulfing happening. Let this finish playing out, or it might be rejected right here and start coming back down. Like I said, it's the beginning of the week, so I would consider going a short right here, putting my stop loss just a little above here, or even possibly right here. That's what I see with GA. And this is an idea that I was having, because by the way, I was live streaming by myself. That's why I was holding you guys up, so apologies on that. I was live streaming by myself for a couple minutes until I noticed that nobody was on. So just to check, are you guys here? Can you hear me clearly? Is everyone able to hear me clearly? And if you are, Trusted Signals family, I would love to hear or see you drop some emojis that you are here listening now to this live stream. Sir, I have a question. Trading book, what's going on? We normally answer questions over the weekend for Ask Me Anything questions. This is a breakdown trade analysis report. So to be fair to everyone who came here for the analysis report, we're only going to be talking about analysis. So if you have an analysis question, then we can go ahead and talk about the analysis. But anything other than analysis, we're going to reserve it for Ask Me Anything about our indicator. What's up, Ted Auber? Thank you so much for being here. Wasan Saud, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate the comment. Explain how to use stop loss real quick. So I could break that down on Ask Me Anything, which will be a live stream based on all questions. Right now, we're gonna do live analysis trade report. Let's go ahead and I wanna do all this all over again. I'm gonna delete everything so you guys can see step by step the proper way to do the analysis. Breakdown analysis. What are we gonna do? Start at the monthly. Now we're getting the bigger picture of what's happening here. The first thing I could see is price rejected at this point and at this point. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and mark this as a point of rejection. And turn this into a little box. And you notice that months ago, if I would have done this, right here, if I would have done this, and later in the future, price would have came up, you could have already prepared yourself for a short. And sure enough, way down the line, when price came right back up at this point, it would have been a perfect short. Boom, look at that. So that's why it's really important to understand when or what you're looking at on the higher time frame. So now we have the monthly, all right? We're looking at the monthly. Let's go ahead and go to the weekly. See, false breakout and then tanked. Okay, so now we're at the weekly. Now we could see a little more information because there's not as much information on the monthly. So what do? We look left. Looking to the left, right here, I see a zone, candle close, candle close. And sure enough, that same candle close area zone matches exactly the auto support and resistance that was made by TrustedSignals. Just like that. Now, let's go here. You see candle close. You see, I'm just gonna look left. I'm not even worried about right now. Candle close, candle close, candle close, right here. All right. So I'm gonna do another one. Right here. And I'll do another one right here. Now let's go on to the daily. Okay. First thing I already see is right here. You see this? Look at all this data right here. I'm looking at the confluence of here, you see candle close, the wick rejection, the touch of the wick right here, the rejection, the candle close, and if we look to right now, we had a solid rejection before GJ fell down to the bottom side. So let's go ahead and break down now on the 4 hour. Now that we have a understanding of these important levels, let's go ahead and start drawing our trend line. Look how perfect this was right here. It broke under, came right back up and tanked right down to this area. So now let's go ahead and draw this out with your horizontal ray. Like this, wick, wick, wick. You see? Now I'm gonna wait for a retracement on GJ to come right about here and enter on a short, something like this. Putting the stop loss somewhere above this wick and above this resistance line. So this is what I could see as a possibility for GJ. Definitely looking for some type of short right here. And this is another one that I missed out on. You see, this is why I love the auto support and resistance on TrustedSignals, because sometimes it pulls things out of the market that you might miss. Like I missed this right here, and I'm gonna draw a little zone right there because I missed it. So I could bring up my stop loss just above there, just to protect my account even further. So definitely looking for a short on GJ. Let's go into GN. Sir, you want to try the indicator? All right, trading book. Definitely check out our website. We have our discount code on the website. Link is in the description. You can definitely try the indicator. by being a VIP member, and you could cancel at any time. So please do. All right. Now we're looking at GN. What are we gonna do? That's right. We're gonna go to start at the monthly. That's right. Okay, so starting at the monthly, I drew this one here, and I'm gonna draw this one here. The weekly, this is already outdated, so we could take that away. And these are zones that I drew out, so I'm just going to take this one off so you could see how I came up with that one. This is a solid weekly zone here. It's already breaking above. Let's go into the daily. You see right here, it was resistance at this point. You see? Resistance. Then it became support here. You see? And if you look into the future here now, it is a solid support. All right. Now we're going to go down to the 4 hour. So I definitely want to see how price reacts coming up in this area and this previous high. So now if we look at it, okay, one sec. We have this uptrend happening here. Why did I choose this instead of that? Why? I'm gonna tell you why right now. Because how many wicks is it touching? Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I bring it down to here, it's touching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's more confluence, there's more data. So that's why I brought it down. So I want to see how price is going to react up here and going short on GN. Something like this. Something like that. And going long here. If we see a pullback and price rejecting this area, then we possibly see a continuation. We could possibly see a continuation. So wait for the price to come to your trade idea. Wait for the chart to play out. Don't force the trade. I want the trade to come to me, so it's either going to come up here, show me rejection, I'll enter as a short, or it is going to come back down and start rejecting this area here, and then I'll go for a long. One of the two will happen. If it's not one, it is the other. Let's go ahead and check out XAU. Oh, by the way, XAU, this is what I'm playing out right now. This is what I believe is going to happen with XAU. If this doesn't happen, the next thing would be this. Coming down to this area. So depending on how price reacts right here, look at this candle close. Look at the wicks and the rejection. Let's go ahead and draw this out. have another one right here. Now that we've seen a significant push to the downside on XAU, we could definitely see a retracement happening. So if we go into the smaller time frame, let's check out the 1 hour. It's starting to break below. Let's see. We have 20 minutes left on the 30-minute candle. So 20 minutes left. If in the next 20 minutes it breaks below here, does a retest, then we could see a continuation happening to the downside. If it respects that zone, you see here, respect, perfect. It's just perfect. If it respects the zone and continues to respect the zone, then it can easily be a long from here to there. I would take partials at this area and then ride it for a longer play to right about there. But we wouldn't know until this next 30 minutes to 1 hour. And if it does break, then it's a huge probability for it to come further down, as I explained earlier, right here. And let's see how that plays out. And in the DXY, we're all-time high. So being that we're all-time high in the DXY, it can be time for it to pull back. So why does that matter? Because the US dollar index is opposite of what gold is, or gold XAU USD, for example. These pairs are opposite of one another. So you could base where the DXY is and plan your trade for XAU. So if we're at a top high point of the dollar index and we see it start to fall, gold will do the opposite and gold will start pushing up. All right, US 30. US 30 had a beautiful push this morning. I don't trade Monday, so I stay away from the market. Let's see how it reacts. Let's get the ray here like this. I want to see how it reacts here and go for a possible short at this area. Something like this. Something like this. Let's see how it reacts here. If it breaks, then it'll come up here and go in for a small short. You see? This is why I want to see some sort of retracement happening after this bullish run. I wouldn't consider going in the middle of this trade and going long when it's just playing out. I want it to come to these areas where I believe it's going to either respect or continue to climb. And if you see here to the left, it's just perfect. Right here, right there. Candle close, constant candle close, rejection and support. So let's just see how price reacts when it gets to this point. Euro USD on the monthly. Look at that. Here's an example, perfect example. We're here in the bottom of the monthly, right? Let's go on the 1 minute. Or let's just say 15 minute. Let's say you're on the 15-minute here. It looks like it's going down. It looks like it's going down. We have a clear downtrend that's happening. And let's say you have no idea what the monthly looks like. You have no idea what the monthly looks like. That means you don't see this thing at all. All you see is this. You're probably going to think, okay, yo, I'm going short. This is a great opportunity for me to go short. We have a little retracement. Here, little 70% retracement happening on this breakout. Let's go in short. And you decide to go short. And then let's look at the left. The problem with this is that you're unaware that on the monthly, price has been falling down and is just about at an area where in the past was resisting. So what could end up happening is it catches support and turns around right here. Very, very likely. So this is why it's important to understand where you are on the greater picture. I hope you guys understand that, and I hope you find the value in what I am saying, and I hope that you could take this with you and practice it on your own. It's extremely crucial. Alright, so now that we understand that it's been going down for quite some time, and on the weekly, let's go on the 4-hour. Watch out on how price is going to react on this zone. Draw up that zone on the monthly and see how price is going to react. We've had some rejections happen in the past. I could look for a possible long right here to where this auto support and resistance was made, which is a great tool to use as points to take profit and points to enter the trade. So in this case, we're going to use this as a take profiting area. 45 pips clean. 45 pips clean. You could definitely do a partial take profit here, keep your position open, and riding it to a major support and resistance area on the higher time frame right here. Something like this. But then we're going into swing trading. So it's a little different than just doing a day trade in and out. So definitely looking at a long on Euro USD. Long on Euro USD. Not so much like this if you're going to want to swing trade, but something like this more realistically. Take partials right here and let it run. After you take partials and put your stop in profit, who cares what happens? Let the trade play out. Move on to the next trade. Euro JPY. Let's start on the monthly. Okay, look to the left. Right here. So the reason why I'm moving up here is because I'm looking at this. I'm just gonna go like this so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Candle close, candle close, candle close, candle close. And then I'm gonna write this thing down like this. Alrighty. Now we're gonna go back down to the weekly. I'm giving you guys the keys right now. These are the keys. The daily. right here, you see this one looks like a good area to look out for. Right here, you see it was acting as support, then resistance. It's the neckline right here. Now let's check out the 4 hour. This would have been a nice one. Constant rejection and long. So if you see, this is what I'm talking about. When I say looking at these zones and you see rejection like this, constant rejection, it's a clear indication that the market doesn't have enough strength to break that zone and take the trade the opposite direction. Came down, rejected, weakness, enter long, and you would have been in profit. But it's Monday, so I'm not trading Monday. I'm just analyzing. Missed the trade. All good. All good. So now let's just wait for the next opportunity, which to me would be a retracement and following down with the trend line or market direction. Something like this. So clearly we see that EJ has been in this downtrend. I want to see a pullback, rejection, and a continuation of the trend. Euro USD. Let's check out the monthly. I already drew this one up here. We're gonna have to zoom in on this one. Weekly. You can see stuff right here happening. Definitely there as well. Now the daily. All right, USD JPY. USD has been blasting the start of the session. So it's starting to reach this high point, and I want to see how it reacts when it comes to this high point. If we go on to the 4 hour. Trusted signals, you see, I love it. Here it made an auto resistance line, just like that. So we could consider going short and taking it to here the left, you see? Something like this. Copper, please. Crypto 23 BTC, thank you so much for being here and for being a part of this live stream. I don't really trade copper. I don't want to misguide you and tell you something when I'm not really familiar with that pair. So I'm just gonna stick to what I trade or what I look at, which is my watch list right here. This is the watch list that I trade. But even though I have a fairly large watch list, I'm only focusing on one trade at a time. It's really important to focus on one trade at a time. Don't get carried away with only looking at every single pair, because then you're just going to drive yourself nuts and your focus is going to be way off. It's fine. I don't want this. Okay. So let's go ahead and break down what I went through in this live stream. Starting off with GJ. With GJ, we're looking at a retracement, a rejection at this area, and a short coming in this week. Looks like the short was perfect right here. At this area, you see Trusted Signals created this resistance line, and look at this wick that was left from this 4 hour candle. But again, Mondays I don't trade, so I stay away from the market. I use Mondays to analyze. Let's all take note on this area 154. You see I have it here, 154371. that is my technical analysis short for GJ. That is my analysis for GJ, and now we're going to go into GA. Same idea. I want to see it come up to this 4-hour channel to the high point and go in short, or we're going to see rejection at the bottom of this zone of the 4-hour channel and go in long. Let's see how this plays out during the week. We're definitely not getting in the markets in the middle, because this is the middle, this is the top, this is the bottom. GN, looking for a short as well. I wanted to see price come up to the top of this trend line and go in short for GN. If price goes down to here and we see rejection on this bottom trend, then we can see a long. But as of now, I am anticipating a short. XAU. This was the long that I was discussing. Let's check out on the 1 hour. Something like this for XAU. It's been pushing down quite a bit to the downside. Stay alert and look at the smaller time frames happening on the 15-minute and the 5-minute. If we see a breakout of this channel and a retest, it is possible for it to come right back down to this area. And if we look here or here, it could come down to these areas. So watch out for that. The reason why I think it's going to go long is because, again, recap is the DXY. We're at a high point in the DXY, so it's prone to have a pullback. If DXY is going down, then gold is going up. Opposite, if DXY is going up, then gold is going down. So you see it's pushing up, that's why gold is moving down. US 30, I want to see a rejection coming up to this top area and going in shorts for US 30. Something like this. EU, we're at the bottom of the monthly, so a long on EU. By the way, I will upload this video so you can always watch back and go back to this exact moment and take these trade ideas that I'm giving out in the analysis report. Rebel, what's going on, brother? Alpha, no worries, no worries. Thank you for being here and participating in the analysis. It is my pleasure. I'm just wrapping up. EJ, another short at the 129.803 area, going in short, and a short also on USDJPY. So there you have it, you guys. That was the weekly analysis report. I want to thank every single one of you who participated here in this weekly live stream, and we're gonna have a lot of upcoming content coming to this channel. I want to again excuse myself for the absence of the last 2 weeks, but I'm now 100%. I am not sick anymore. I didn't have COVID. I did have a flu, but I'm totally fine now. So you will see me more this week. I'm going to upload this, so if you missed this or want to watch this again, you can simply go back on YouTube and it will be there. Thank you so much for everyone being in this channel. You guys have a good week and let the trades be with you. Trusted Signals, let's go!
signals.